Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we are back to Hector, episode 2, Senseless Acts of Justice. Let's continue the game. So, this may be an incredibly short recording. We may very well just have to wrap up our thoughts on episode 2 and try to stretch here because I'm going to give this laptop to this kid who's going to show me a picture of the guy we're looking for. And then when I see a picture of the guy we're looking for, I'm almost certainly going to use this merkin as a toupee, and that's going to change my appearance, and then I can get the package that was supposed to be delivered to him, and I think that's probably going to be the end of the game. It will end in kind of a strange way, I suppose, no matter what we do, unless the game just opens up a whole nother set of puzzles, because right in the middle here, it seems like we're not going to reveal or actually achieve much of anything at all. But let's see what happens.
Hey, look what your old mate, Inspector Hector's managed to bring to the table.
Sweet! Consider yourself my new business partner.
You do realise I'm going into this merger blind. When do I actually get to see the footage?
Yeah, all in good time and good faith, compadre. Need to balance the value of your investment first.
Really?
Oh, come on, chump. Hand up the mobile.
Chill, dude, chill. Just booting up to check the specs on this thing. Alright, what have we here? Okay, it's seen better days. P3 processor, decent RAM, Wi-Fi, awesome. Just loading up the desktop now.
Oh, he's gonna see.
Sneezing pandas, my eyes!
Well, I'll be. He must have had plenty of change in his pockets. Little crud dropped faster than .com stock. Thought he'd float down like a quaver. Oh, sod in hell in a bin bag. Why is my job never easy?
So there is a little bit more puzzle to it. So he saw the picture of the fat lady in a bikini, I suppose, and it caused him to fall off the ledge.
Imagine that dropping down from above.
So back down the stairwell we go, and
I can't say I've ever seen a better example of poetic justice in my entire career.
So we need to see if we can get the phone.
Kid probably weighs the same as an after-eight mint. Would have thought he'd float.
This is weird. It's a meat stick. It's like meat on a stick. I thought it was more like a cement mixer, just designed to look like meat, and it would pour out liquid meat. But now that I get a second look at it, I realize I was mistaken. Here's like a pig snout.
Oh, he's gonna smell like that for weeks. Longer even if he's dead. Hard to say what else Inspector Hector would have to say about this.
Oh, there is a health inspector detector. Let's search the boy.
Oh, he's gonna smell like that for weeks. Longer even if he's dead. Now where's that bloody mobile? No mobile, now I'm really up Meat Creek.
So I get a fork. Do I use the fork
What
with
are
this?
you, an idiot?
Do I have to use the fork with this?
I'm usually only in the mood for huge quantities of unidentifiable meat when I'm rat-arsed at stupid o'clock in the morning. I'm not doing this for myself. I'm doing it for justice.
Odd that the fork looks a different color in the inventory.
I could really use a mint or something.
So the laptop's gone, but here's the phone.
Hey, actually heard the phone drop to the pavement a couple of layers in, but I sort of got lost in the moment. A handheld movie studio of digital hilarity.
Now I can look at this, but I probably am too stupid. Hector is probably too stupid to figure it out.
Ah, these new mobiles are like Sudoku to me. I should give this to somebody who understands machines.
So we need to go back to the station. Now, the thing that gets me here is I still very much feel like that a character from the first episode should have been the bad guy. But I suppose it could have been a character from the second episode, too. Maybe the guy we're about to talk to. But if that's not the case, then... And we just find out that the bad guy is somebody random, which I guess we're going to find out that, because if it turns out that the person we're looking for looks like anybody we've already seen, that should be pretty obvious here in a second. So, not much of a mystery you can follow through with or figure out before the game is allowing you to figure out.
Did you say prank video? Yeah. You just got bumped to the top of my list. Gimme. What are we watching here? I can't even make it out. Hold on, I like a good sick viral. Yeah, that's why Britain's economy's got a pot. Everyone's online watching kittens eat bananas and no work gets done.
Welcome to Sourced, douchepots. You're still gonna get most subscribed of all time for this one. Watch me, bro.
Oh, the quality on this is pants. We're wasting our time. Shh, shh.
Hey, yo, delivery. Like totally what you ordered at the door. Here he comes. This is it.
Ooh, what just happened?
So wicked. You just been sauced. He'll be picking Texas wood smoke out his beard for weeks. Leave me some make a sick comments, people.
So he has a
Something
beard.
biatch.
Hang on, what did he just say? I believe biatch is a slang term for... Not that, you... What? What? Oh, prank of the decade. This kid's the king of jest. However, as a piece of evidence, it's sheer rubbish. Well done. What, cut you in halves or something? Even the finest enhancement Z-axis vector algorithm couldn't get a visual off there that'd hold up in court. Bull bags. Wait, there was something in the audio there, though. Run back the bit where he'd just been sourced.
He'll be picking Texas wood smoke out of his beard for weeks. Out of his beard for weeks. Out of his beard.
I can have a bossa nova backbeat and a hi-hat if it helps. Beard, eh? Not exactly a family portrait, but it's a partial description at least. Yeah, great lead. All units, be on the lookout for terrorist with beard. You run with that.
So I can now use this.
One versatile earpiece. It's a tiny wig, it's a bushy beard, it's an ant farm.
So this with this.
I should probably do that at the post office. I don't want to wear the thing any more than I have to.
So I guess we just kind of had to go through the story. I mean, we already had the ingredients. I thought it was going to be a toupee, but turns out it's going to be a beard.
I think I look rather dapper in one of these.
Eh?
I'm here to pick up a package.
You got your wee slop. Aye, signature looks good, lad. And aye, he's got what looks like a vagina on his face. Good enough for me. Buck in a flash.
But in a flush.
As the ulcer.
You've been extremely helpful.
So now we can look at the mysterious package.
Should I trade it all in for what's in the box?
And this very well may be the end of the episode too.
In my opinion, it's right bloody suicide to open the mail of a known terrorist. I'll get Lambert to do it. Maybe I'll add some music and tell him we're playing past the parcel. We are going to open this, Lambert. And by we, I mean you.
Me?
Open the box.
Oh, but you know how easy I get the shakes.
Don't disappoint me. You wanted to crack this case, right? Here's your case. Get cracking.
Oh,
Nice and easy.
I don't like where this is going, boss. What if it's something really bad, like
Gwyneth Paltrow's head.
Making references to the movie Seven.
Oh my god, it's lots of little white plasticky things. What are they? What do they mean?
Enough of this. Hey, I know these.
Aren't they from that nice fellow down in...
No, don't talk, Lambert. I've seen these. Think, Hector. Ah, damn it, it's so close.
So, it was a robbery all along from the Who Cares guy.
Bags of ball. It's the tourist info bloke from Cottage Park. Move out, Lambert. We've got unfinished business.
I could have guessed that.
Ball bags is long gone.
Let's see. They spray painted everything so it says tit info. So we're back to Cottage Park, not College Park. And they're reusing this and we got a little bit more game and I'm glad for that. Maybe we'll even go back and switch between Lambert and Hector. Let's look at the controls, see if they changed any from the first time. Nope, not really.
Somebody's painted out the... Oh, I get it. You nutty kids.
So the entire first episode seems like it was just a trick to get me to give money to the guy.
It's funny because it's a little bit rude.
Overall, I would say that...
Shouldn't there be some law against public defecation?
Amendments 4 and 36 to Bylaw 24 of Good Rule and Government liable to a fine not exceeding level 2, £500.
Comes up a lot in the paperwork, does it?
You would not believe.
And you can't click on the signs like we could in the first game.
I wonder what that guy hit. The bleeding flies don't even want it.
Interesting, he was walking here and then when I double clicked...
Buggeration. I can't believe that smug, hairy-faced tourist rep was right here the old bloody time.
He kind of slides to a point.
Tourist. That reminds me. Hey, remember you told me to check out the history of that building?
Yeah,
You know, the one we blew up?
yeah.
Turns out it used to be the old Clappers Wreake Tourist Bureau before they shut it down.
Oh, bloody hell, Lambert. You could have told me this before now. I drugged an entire restaurant and burned down a bleeding church to get here. When did you find this out?
You know when you came in and stole that organ? About then.
You utter imbecile. We could have had him hours ago. Huh?
Hey, look, boss.
So, I want to look at the park entrance and see if I can actually go in here before I get some of this other stuff.
I'm not going in there without backup, and Lambert doesn't count as backup.
Hey,
You got something to say, Lambert?
no, you're probably right.
So, I can't even go in the
Who knows
park.
what
They're just
perverted,
using this
filthy
one
dregs
scene.
of society are lurking in those bushes right now.
Let's look at the tourism
Hey,
leaflets.
It's another one of those leaflets.
Yeah. Old Beardo gave me one of them last time I was here. Fat lot good it was. Stayed in me bleeding inventory the whole morning.
Yeah, and then you got that other one today from inside the building.
What?
You know, the one you showed to Gloria with the barbecue sauce all over it.
Oh, God. You're kidding me.
It's fascinating reading. I never knew Clappers Wreake had so much history.
I should really pay more attention. I'm a bloody detective after all.
So, apparently, I've been seeing evidence to the truth the whole time and missing it.
I could have been here hours ago. What a waste of a day.
So this whole episode 2 has been an investigation of pointlessness.
Well, looky here, Lambert. A hidden entrance to a secret criminal hideout, perhaps?
Wow, just like I always pictured it. Now, if only we could figure out how to open it.
Just double click on it.
Nice work, boss.
Oh, God. And I thought it smelled bad out here. Oi, tosspot. Better put out the good china, because the CWPS is dropping in for tea.
CWPS? The Clappers Wreake Preservation Society?
Nah, the blimmin' police service, you crumpet. He's the Preservation Society.
He's the Preservation Society? That's so funny.
Why is that funny?
Well, just after you left for the furry furnace, Solid came into forensics saying something about the CWPS on that laptop. He said he'd worked out the donations were for the Preservation Society, not the police. Same initials, you see. I was supposed to pass it on.
Now it feels like they're just playing the same gag over and over again.
Lambert, can you see anything down there?
Oh my stars, it's blacker than a bin bag full of nightmares down there.
So am I going down there or am I kicking Lambert down there?
I'm not coming down there alone, and I don't care what you think of me for saying so.
So...
Lambert, can you see anything down there?
Oh my stars, it's blacker than a bin bag full of nightmares down there.
let's just push him down there.
Okay, Lambert, I was hoping you'd be gentlemanly about this, but you leave me no choice. Cheese, cracker, soup. Loser jumps first.
Oh, Hector, you know I'm no good at that game.
Of course I do. Ready?
Oh, okay. Ready?
How does this game work? Cheese, cracker, soup. I think I'll just push him in. Let's try this.
Okay, on three.
Huh? Soup melts cheese.
Sorry, Lambert, cheese melts over soup.
What, but last time we played, I'm pretty sure...
It didn't matter what you said, obviously. So, you win either way. I should have just pushed him in.
Anything down there?
I think I see something. Oh, no, wait. It's only my life flashing before my eyes.
I guess I have to go down there too.
Half truths, excessive justice, and hopefully some sort of climax. Tally-o! Oh, that was my toe.
Sorry. How much farther?
Oh, pipe down, there's something up ahead.
I think I just heard a group.
Full screen cutscene here. No inventory.
I do believe we found the terrorist's secret nutty room.
Smells like
Evil.
lavender. Unbelievable. Quite a messy sort, isn't he? Makes me want to give it a quick tidy up.
Don't touch that. Something big is about to go down in Clappers Wreake. The answers are all right here. You've reached the nutty room of Barnsley Noble. He's out causing widespread panic, but if you leave your...
Ah, Hector, you've found my little home away from home.
Who is it?
It's your grandmother, who'd you think? Well, if it isn't Clappers Least Wanted. I've spent the better part of my day arsing about looking for you.
Have you now?
Happy times. Let's meet down the pub and we'll all have a good old laugh about it. I'll bring the cuffs.
Oh, Hector, we're not finished by a long shot. By the way, I'd like to thank you
Yeah? What for?
for saving me the effort of hunting you down.
What you getting at, you arse flap?
Can't beat those sunsets, hey, Hector? Are you sure it's Gran? She must have a cold. I'll not bother with the evil chuckle. I'll save it for your rendezvous with death.
To be concluded. In episode 3, Beyond Reasonable Doom. Coming soon. They don't even bother to say when, because it seems like it probably took them a year to release episode 2 between episode 1, and there was some slight improvements here. They very, very minimally turned down the notch on dirty jokes a little bit, but it's still pretty prevalent. They also seem to maybe turn it down 1 or 2 notches as far as just UK isms, British isms. A lot of like there was a lot of phrases and words that showed up in episode 1 that even myself, who is a pretty good fan of British entertainment, was not familiar with. So that kind of sucks. The other thing, I suppose, last time I said it's a shame we don't see more British video games, and it kind of is a shame that there isn't a very prevalent British or UK based video game industry. Once you get past the slight changes in the phrasing, it's not like they have a drastically different history from the United States, which is a much bigger market, or a drastically different culture from the United States. So anything you can make British, you're better off just making it United States. It's not like, say, making a Chinese game or making a Japanese game, where you're talking an entire culture of hundreds and thousands of years of different culture and experiences that didn't even intermix with the English speaking world. There was definitely a major problem in episode 2 here, where near the middle there, although it felt like it was the end, actually. The end kind of stretched on, and the whole episode stretched on. It's the middle stretch for sure, because we did literally nothing. You could have cut out all of episode 2 and just rewritten an order of events in episode 1 and been in the exact same spot that we are in. There was a lot of conversations going on, a lot of conversation puzzles going on that they've not been good in episode 1, they've not been good in episode 2. They really don't have a hold on that. I do kind of like Hector as a character. I kind of wonder if maybe he was possibly some kind of internet cartoon back when internet cartoons were cool. If you told me that this was released right around that other internet cartoon that Telltale made, which was what was that called? I can't even remember. But if this was even like an Adult Swim on TV cartoon that went for a few episodes and then got canceled, I could see that being true. It's kind of a shame that Hector didn't show up in anything else, not even as an homage. But what can you really do with it? He needs... part of the problem of the team building here is you need somebody who is competent, but the silent partner to him. It doesn't work storytelling wise and comedy wise for Lambert to be incompetent and Hector to be incompetent, because then you just have two incompetent people together, and you have basically then two of the three stooges happening there, and that doesn't really work. You've got to have that third stooge that at least has a scheme, at least has an idea of what to happen, what you need to work off of that, and that's where the story is falling apart, because Hector is appearing in places that by his own personalities he wouldn't have been smart enough to reach. Lambert showing up in places that by his own personality he wouldn't have been smart enough to reach, and you're just kind of in them. Episode 2 in particular also, like, there's really no story here at all. It really is just this investigation to find out one very, very tiny fact. And it went on for really, really long to find just that one tiny fact. They could have easily taken out 2 or 3 scenes, because there was, if I was to roughly guess, I would say at least 3 or 4, maybe even 5 or 6 scenes more in episode 2 than episode 1, and they didn't really help anything or add anything to the game. Particularly obvious when we had an entire scene dedicated to an empty room with simply a door and a piece of mail in it and nothing else to click on, nothing else to mention. That could have easily been cut out of the storyline. But then the whole thing could have been cut out of the storyline. I think they kind of failed a possibility to change the story up. They dropped a possibility to change the story up when we were on the date with Doreen. That would have been a great opportunity for Hector to be forced to say something nice to her and try and woo her, and then all during the date he could have been sighing and upset that he actually has to be nice to somebody. That would have worked a lot better instead of just going with a pretty crass, you've got to poison the meat and then roofie her. It's like, no, you should have gone the other way. You should have changed it up a little bit. Similarly, when we needed the suntanning light, that was a little crass to use the suntanning light to literally burn a person instead of starting a fire with like a piece of paper or the merkin or something else. That was too simple of a puzzle, and it was kind of a mean puzzle. Overall, I'm still kind of enjoying Hector. It's not as bad as Bone, which Bone had some major elements in them that they experimented with, and it just stopped. So I could have a full reversal on my feeling for episode 1 and 2 if episode 3 just ends and that's it. But I think we're going to actually get a good story here. Now, I haven't made this speech in a while, so I want to reiterate it, particularly with Telltale games, because this is all they do these days. Is they are a big company now. I could argue maybe they are a small company that thinks big, or maybe they're a big company that thinks small. But in all honesty, they're a big company. They've got lots of licenses. They got The Walking Dead, they got Borderlands, they got Game of Thrones, they got The Wolf Among Us. They're getting big licenses now. There's no reason to do episodic. And episodic is awful and should not be allowed and should not be done in video games. Because when you do episodic, what you're doing is effectively selling an early access game with all the problems of an early access game, mostly that it's unfinished. It's an unfinished product in episode 1. While also forcing people into a season pass and purchasing DLC for the rest of the game. So all the bad things of early access, plus all the bad things of DLC, which in this specific case, when you're doing episodic, DLC is the worst example of DLC. Because it's literally parts of the story, parts of the gameplay, cut up and sold to you piecemeal. Nobody's gonna play episode 1 and then episode 3 and not play episode 2. Nobody's going to play episode 2 and not play episode 1. So the Steam won't even probably let you purchase episode 2 without owning episode 1. And this is something Telltale kind of started with for the Walking Dead series. And maybe it was slightly acceptable then, but it also hurt even season 1 of The Walking Dead because they had 5 different writers writing each of the episodes, which changed the characters slightly and changed the tone slightly, and it wasn't the greatest story, the greatest game they could have made. I think similarly here, if episode 1, 2, and 3 were merged together into just one regular point-and-click game, it would be a really long point-and-click game. It may very well have 3 chapters, or 4 chapters, or 5 chapters in the game, but it would have allowed them to put more polish in it. It would have given them more time to fix the problems that never got fixed in episode 1. It would have allowed the ability to wander into areas from episode 1 during episode 2, even if there's nothing that really happens in those areas. And then you have more of an open world feeling, which would have reused those art assets a lot smarter than they did in this game. They underused the art assets, the backgrounds, the characters, all of that. There's not much fun in playing Hector with the inventory system, because every time you try to combine one item with something else, instead of getting a funny response or at least possibly getting a funny comment from Hector as to why that won't work, it's just Hector telling you you're an idiot. And you get that a lot, and you should never have a game call the player an idiot. It's just not going to work well. I suppose I've stretched enough now to get it to 30 minutes. So far, I guess it's alright. I'm still kind of liking Hector. It's wearing me down a little bit for as long as the series is. I think some better editing could have made a better game. Anywho, that's going to be it for episode 2. Next time we start episode 3. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend to follow me on basically any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.